Hello Phương Anh. How are you today, Phương Anh? Do you miss
I'm
your
good.
teacher? No.
No,
Why don't you say yes? Do you think that if you say yes, your teacher will be very happy? I don't want to lie, right? I don't want my teacher to think that I am a liar, right?
I saw that you know me clearly.
Okay. So now, tell me about what we learned today. What we learned last Monday. Yeah, and then we can free talk.
Yeah, per what we learned.
Tell me about what we learned.
Their perspective on work problem.
Compare perspective on work problems. That's right. Okay, so tell me about some vocabularies that we learned. Yeah.
Uh, we learned some word about work problem.
hmm What else?
What else?
hmm
À, làm gì nữa không?
Oh my God, it hasn't finished. Uh, um, work problem. So what kind of work problem that we learn about?
Like water contamination,
Water contamination. What else?
violent,
Violent. What else?
shortage.
What kind of shortage?
What kind of
Shortage.
shortage?
Shortage of what?
Shortage what? I don't know.
Thiếu cái gì chứ em kêu cái shortage cái gì mới được. Được không em? Rồi nói chung là rồi dịch bệnh thì sao em? Dịch bệnh từ gì? Ừ. Dịch bệnh mà ở một cái vùng nào đó mới có thôi chứ không phải là toàn cầu. Thì là từ gì?
Epidemic,
Khủng bố là cái gì?
terrorism,
Ừ. Rồi crime, được chưa? Terrorism, crime. Rồi. Ok, that's enough. We can move on to another part of the problem. Another lesson. Okay, so now we move on to lesson 4. Okay, so we talk about discuss creative ways to achieve a goal. What does it mean in Vietnamese? Can you help me translate that, please?
thảo luận.
Quên. We have 5 minutes to free talk. We have 5 minutes for free talk. So tell me about your day. I have just waken up from a 15 minutes nap. Yeah, 20 minutes ago. I was teaching one of my students in Patero language school too. Yeah, and he's from Korea. He's a Vietnamese, but he lives in Korea with his mother. hmm And he doesn't have a father. Okay, and he's quite lazy, to be honest. and I am yeah, he's cute and he's friendly. I like to talk to him, but he's not a very good learner, so sometimes he makes me sad. Okay, so is there anything interesting about your daily routine? Is there anything interesting that you want to share? Phương Anh, why is it so
Nothing.
difficult for you to tell your teacher a story? Hmm?
Nothing to tell you. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I know. I know what you mean. Yeah, I believe you. So last Monday you told me that you went out with your friend who live with you in Japan.
Mm.
Yeah. So I do believe that you are not hiding anything from me. Yeah, you're not keeping a secret. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So yeah,
So,
so um so in the morning I went to the coffee shop. Yeah, because I had to deliver an English lesson in that coffee shop. Yeah, yeah. And that person, that student, she is one of my students. Yeah. She's quite lazy and I really, really hate her. Really hate her. So she's one of my private students. Yeah, and I have to teach her. Uh, I have to I have to meet her 16 times. Yeah, we have 16 classes during a month. Yeah, and I receive only 3 million VND for that class. Yeah, for that for the course that I deliver. Okay. Yeah, yeah. And it cost me a huge amount of money. Yeah, some money on the coffee shop and the gasoline. Yeah, yeah. By the way, I received very small salary for that class. So I'm quite disappointed and I don't know what to say to her. I'm keep thinking about ways to persuade her to give me more, yeah, more salary, to give me more money. Yeah, that's all. But I'm afraid that doing so will make her sad and yeah, will make her dislike me. Yeah, that's all. mm, so do you okay, so now it's 9:40. Do you want to say something before we start our lesson?
so
Hmm? You want to start the lesson? Mm-hmm. So our lesson today is quite simple. Yeah. You know what? Among the four English skills, I like reading the most because I read many books. Okay, so discuss creative ways to achieve a goal. What does it mean in Vietnamese? Can you help me translate that, please?
thao dịch cách hiệu quả để đạt được mục tiêu.
Không phải hiệu quả em, mà là sáng tạo, chứ không phải hiệu quả.
Đấy.
Mm. Okay, so have you ever spent time thinking about creative ways to achieve a goal before? For
Tự
example,
nhiên
I used to spend a lot of time thinking about ways to ask a girl out for a day. Okay.
là
And It turns out that it was quite simple to ask a girl out. Yeah, just approach her and ask her when she, yeah, ask her about when she will have free time. Then we can go out. Many girls go out, have already gone out with me. Yeah, and they disliked me after 1 hour. They started disliking me after 1 hour talking to me. Yeah, okay. Okay, so by the way, throughout my life, I have encountered many problems with love. Yeah, romantic relationship. Mm, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so that's why I'm not really interested in love. Okay. Okay, so now tell me about, answer me the question that I asked you. Have you ever spent time thinking about creative way to do something?
Thinking about a creative way to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, not really.
Not really. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, if you are you interested in becoming a writer, Phương Anh?
writer? No.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here, see here, right? I am a Buddha and Bodhisattva ambassador. Okay, I am a Buddha and Bodhisattva ambassador, là đại sứ của Đức Phật và Bồ Tát. Okay, so until now I have written many stories about Buddha and Bodhisattva and Buddhism. Okay, so let me show you one of the story that I have written by myself. So, you have to be very creative in order to write this story. It's okay. If you like it. So this is one of my story. By the way, I really like writing short story because when after I graduated from university, I started self studying. Yeah, so I coincidentally bought a book about short story here. So these are the short story from the book that I bought. Okay. So after reading this book, I started becoming immersed in short story, and I have a strong desire to write one. Okay, so that's why I write this story. Okay, you can read it later. Yeah. Okay, if
Okay.
yeah, if you don't like it, it's okay because yeah, if different people have different kinds of thinking, so it's okay if you don't like it. Yeah, and some people will start disliking it because their religion is Christianity. Okay. Okay, so now mhm, you haven't told me about, yeah, you haven't answered me that question yet. Now tell me.
Of course, we always think about how to do some how to do something creatively, but it took it maybe take a lot of time to
Mm-hmm.
think,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I'm not kiên nhẫn
Mm-hmm.
enough to think about doing something creatively.
Rồi giờ thầy cho gợi ý cho em cái từ kiên nhẫn nha. Cái chữ kiên nhẫn là patient. Rồi em nói lại đi.
So I
Nói
think
lại.
I don't have enough patience
I don't
to
think I'm patient enough.
I don't think I'm patient enough to think about doing something creatively.
Mhm. To think about creative way to do something là được em. Được không em? Hoặc là do something creatively cũng được luôn. Okay, I agree. Okay, so how about when you were in high school you study literature, right? So did you did you achieve high score in literature? Em có đạt điểm cao trong môn ngữ văn không?
I have a
Yeah,
medium uh, point.
yeah. You got 5, 6, 7 in literature test.
It's only from 6 to 7.
From 6 to 7. So yeah, that's right. To be honest, when I was in high school, my my score wasn't good, and I had to attend after school class. Yeah, it was a literature class, and to be honest, I just went there and listened to my teacher and did nothing else. Yeah, my score didn't improve. I had to, yeah, my mother, my mother gave me the money to pay for the tuition fee. Yeah, but my score didn't improve. So I spent about, I studied with her twice a week. I studied with her twice a week. And yeah. What I'm trying to tell you is that I'm really sad whenever I think about it. Yeah, because I wasted mm, my mother's money, a lot of money. Okay. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, uh, so what was your major when you study in university, Phương Anh?
I didn't study in a university. I study in the college.
Mm-hmm.
But at that time, I didn't focus on studying. I focused on doing part-time job.
May I ask about your salary? How much do you earn each month?
I earn like 30 million dollars in the
30.
month.
Oh, that's good. With that salary, you still have a reasonable quality of life, so you don't have to worry about your qualifications. Okay.
No, if you just had 30 million dollars in that time, no, in Japan, it it is it isn't enough to have like
A
good life.
reasonable quality of life, right? With 13 million down per month, you cannot have a reasonable quality of life in Japan, right? That's what you mean, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Because I have to pay for my fee,
Mm-hmm. Tuition fee.
tuition fees,
Mm-hmm.
like 100 one like 140 million dollars for a year.
Mm-hmm. 114 million down a year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a lot of money. So, did you often eat out with your friends when you study in Japan?
Mm, maybe try for a month. Try for a
Twice a
month.
month. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, currently, yeah, I have a salary. Yes, it's not very high. It's not a high salary. It's still good to have. It's enough for me to cover basic needs and have a reasonable quality of life. Okay, but I don't often eat out. Yeah, I eat out with my best friend once in a while. Yeah, for example, when he introduced me, uh, so he introduced somebody to me, and that person really want to study English. Yeah, so I treat him. Yeah, I took him to a barbecue restaurant and have dinner with me. Yeah. Mm, the fact that I don't often eat out, yeah, makes me feel stressed all the time. Yeah, I feel lonely, very lonely. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Sometimes I just read book to forget loneliness and romantic relationship, but I can't. Okay, so I mean, you are still lucky that you have enough money to eat out with your friends. Hiểu ý thầy không? Okay, so that's enough. Yeah. Each uh, each time we meet each other, we should open our mouth and say something. Yeah, that's all. Okay, so now we will read this article. Okay, but before you read it, I want you to listen to an audio file. Okay, now listen.
Read the newspaper article, which is based on a true story in the news. What was Phil Cooper's mistake?
Facebook saves the day. Weston. In a painful ending to an otherwise glorious vacation, Phil and Virginia Cooper and their daughters, Miranda and Grace, arrived home without the hundreds of vacation snapshots they had taken. "We'll always have our memories," said Phil, "but no pictures of our family's activities or the beautiful New England scenery and Cape Cod beaches where we spent the last 2 weeks of our summer vacation." "Phil has always been a little absent-minded, but this takes the cake," Virginia said with an affectionate smile. We were getting settled in the car for the long drive home, and Phil got out to snap one last picture of the sunset. Then he set the camera on the roof of the car while he got his jacket out of the trunk. Needless to say, the camera fell off the car as they drove off. The family discovered the camera was missing when they got home. Then, Phil suddenly remembered placing the camera on the top of the car. "I felt terrible for having been so careless, and was sure the situation was hopeless." Days had passed. "The camera would have been lying on the ground through bad weather, or perhaps someone had found it and taken it home," Phil said. The camera case had the Cooper's name and address, but the camera hadn't been in the case. Last weekend, while training for an Ironman triathlon event, Adam Seacrest, 24, spotted the camera along the side of Kelman Road near Barton Beach, Massachusetts. He picked it up, looked for a name, and finding none, stashed it in his car, thinking he would try to locate the owner after his run. Once home, Seacrest turned on the camera and scrolled through the photos. "I felt sort of like a snoop, but my spying was purposeful," he said. "I was looking for clues to the owner's identity, and I was optimistic that I would find something." Soon he came across a photo of two young girls getting on a yellow school bus with the words "Weston, New Jersey" on the side. In a burst of creative thinking, Seacrest thought someone might recognize the girls, So he posted the photo on Facebook and urged his friends to share it with this message. Do you know these kids from Weston, New Jersey? I found a camera with this photo in Barton, Massachusetts and want to locate the owner. Please share. Facebook friends shared the photo hundreds of times. It was just a matter of time until it appeared on the Weston community page, and someone recognized Miranda and Grace and called Virginia Cooper, who contacted Seacrest, first through Facebook and then by phone. The camera arrived at the Coopers' house by mail yesterday. Lots of people say social media is a meaningless waste of time, but here's an example of how powerful and useful it can be, said Seacrest.
Okay, so now your turn. Open your mouth and read it aloud for me, please, so I can check your pronunciation.
Thanks. The day, Weston, in a painful ending to an otherwise glorious vacation, Phil and Virginia Cooper and their daughters, Miranda and Grace, arrived home without the hundreds of vacation
Hundreds of, hundreds of, hundreds of.
hundred drop of vacation snapshot
Snapshot.
they had taken. We always have our memories, said Phil, but no pictures about families, activities, or the beautiful New England scenery.
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 Ừ.
Scenery.
Chờ thầy xíu.
And
Chờ thầy xíu em. Ừ. Do là trung tâm bắt thầy cứ mỗi lần em đọc sai là thầy phải copy cái này cho em. Ừ. Chịu khó ha. Em scenery. Okay. Go on.
and Cape Cod Beach, where we
Beaches.
spent the
Beaches.
beaches, where we spent the last 2 weeks of our summer vacation. Phil has always been a little absent-minded, but this
Absent-minded. Absent-minded.
absent-minded, but this takes the cake. Virginia,
Virginia.
Virginia said with an affectionate,
Affectionate.
affect,
Affectionate.
affectionate smile. We were getting settled in the car for the long drive home, and Phil got out to snap one last picture of the sunset. Then he set the camera on the roof of the car while he got his jacket out of the trunk. Needless to say, the camera fell off the car as they drove off. The family discovered the camera was missing. Were missing when they got home. Then Phil suddenly remembered placing the camera on the top of the car. I felt terrible for having been so careless, and was sure the situations were hopeless. They had parked the camera would have been lying on the ground through bad weather, or perhaps someone had found it and taken it home. Phil said the camera case had the Cooper's name and address, but the camera hadn't been in the case. Last weekend, while training for an Ironman
Triathlon.
event.
Triathlon. Name.
Triathlon.
Triathlon. Triathlon em xin lỗi. Rồi tiếp đi em.
Triathlon event. Adam Secret 20 War 24 spot the camera alongside a common road near Barton Beach,
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. He picked it up, looked for a name, and finding none. Thus, as thus it in his car, thinking he would try to locate the owner after he runs one home. Grace turned on the camera and scrolled through the photos. I felt shocked like a snob, but my spine were purposeful. He says I was looking for shoes, shoes, shoes to otherwise to the owner identity, and I was optimistic that I would find something. Soon he came across a photo of two young girls getting on a yellow school bus with the words Western NG on the side. In a burst of creative thinking, Secret thought someone might recognize the girls, so he posted the photo on Facebook, and he urged his friends to share it
Urge.
with
Urge em.
her.
Chứ không phải là urgent.
Urged his friends to share it with this message. Do you know these kids from Western New Jersey? I found a camera with this photo in Barton, Massachusetts, and he wants to locate the owner. Please share. Please share. Facebook friends share photo hundreds of times. It was just a matter of time until it appeared on the Western community page, and someone recognized Miranda and Grace and called Virginia Cooper, who contacted Secrets first through Facebook and then by phone. The camera arrived at the Cooper's house by mail yesterday. Lots of people say social media is a meaningless waste of time, but here's an example of how powerful and useful it can be, says Secrets.
Okay, ask me the word that you don't know, please. Okay, so how about absent-minded? Absent-minded.
No,
Đảng trí.
absent-minded.
Absent-minded. Đảng trí. Absent-minded. Đảng trí. Have you ever been absent-minded before?
Sometimes I was absent-minded when I went to go from this room to other room, and I forgot that I had to pick something up. Pick something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I used to be very absent-minded. That I went out with my friend. Yeah, he took me. He took me with his bike. Yeah, we travel on my friend's bike, and I forgot to wear the helmet. Yeah, and we were caught by the police. Okay,
How
đi
can you
chơi
how can
quên mũ
you
bảo
forget?
hiểm, quên mũ bảo hiểm.
Yeah, how
Mhm.
can you forget their hand?
Yeah, 'cause somehow mm, I want to because my hair wants to know how beautiful the wind is. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so move on. Another word.
Affect, affectionate,
Affectionate. Affectionate em.
what?
Ừ,
Affectionate.
có nghĩa là đâu là nói chung là đầy âu yếm kiểu về các kiểu vậy em. Affectionate. Thôi rồi, chờ thầy xíu. Affectionate là nó có nghĩa là quan tâm em và yêu thương, kiểu vậy. Quan tâm và yêu thương, được không em? Còn khi mà người ta nói á, là I want you to show affection, có nghĩa là muốn tỏ ra quan tâm, muốn âu yếm các kiểu gì á, được chưa? Ok. Ok em. Snap là gì em? Chữ có nhỏ quá không em?
Snap, snap. I just know Snapchat.
Snap a picture là chụp hình, được không em? So when
Oh,
yeah, so when I go to the coffee shop to read books, yeah, so I put my book, my favorite book, next to my cup of coffee, and then snap a picture of them. Then I snap a picture of my face. Yeah. And then I post them on Facebook in order to show the world how beautiful I am. Okay.
okay.
You think that I'm beautiful? No. I know your answer.
Yes, 100 beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so yeah, move on. Uh, um, Drunk là gì em?
Drunk,
Ừ.
drunk. Xe tải.
Là cái cốp xe em, cốp xe.
Ờ, drunk.
Rồi. Ờ,
And,
Stash là gì em?
stuff is car. Don't know.
Ném ném vào em, ném vào một cái chỗ nào đó, được không em? Cất vào
Okay.
một cái chỗ nào đó chứ không phải ném. Cất vào một cái chỗ nào đó. Ok. Rồi. Clue là gì em?
Cool.
I was looking for clues to the owner's identities. Là gì em?
I want to tìm. Don't know. I don't know.
Là manh mối, được không em? Manh mối.
Oh,
Manh mối, được không em?
okay.
Ừm. In a burst of the creative thinking là gì em? In a burst
In,
of creative thinking là gì?
in a burst of suy nghĩ sáng tạo. I don't
Ừ.
know.
Đột nhiên cái tôi có một chút suy nghĩ sáng
A
tạo á, được
burst,
không em?
in
Ừ.
a burst of creative thinking.
Ừ. Ừ.
Okay.
Ừ. Ok em. Rồi. Hết chưa em?
Maybe
Ừ.
if
Okay, so which statement